members of this collie pack, I can't feel my face. Chrome hard shades on the big ones, I tend to face. Two twins in they 21 like I split an ace. More of a Moet nigga, I don't really do the ace. Who gon' tell first? You niggas turned this to a rat race. Seen a nigga turn a cold case to a closed case. Told the prosecutors, all your business through them cold gates. This permanent war paint, I was born in blackface. We the last of the hand-to-hand trapping athletes. When the Ford Ranger hit the curb, it's a track meet. God bless who hating, cause the Lord's love is that deep. I stood on 17th Street so long, I got bad feet. Now I'm 5-star Don, swordfish and crab meat. Shorty got the duck lips, I'm hoping that she catch me. Shorty got the butt lift, the dimples in the backseat. I got a lot of diamonds on, Dickie on from last week. Get blitzed with this 100 rounds, heard you try and sack me. Don't care to run in town, I run my bags up like Acme. Respected by some killers, I don't even got no rap sheet. Smoke you in your hotel, cause it come with white sheets. Shorty in Dior shades, big ones, tint the face. She gon' take me to the face, no handkerchief, no saying grace. Started on top, and somehow we end up trading place. I know real Caesars in your block full of baby apes. Get the meat cleaver and put the plastic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My guy D-Lo, I was just thinking about you earlier too, bro. My guy D-Lo said he need that. I got you. It's going to be done as soon as possible. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me loud and clear. We about to talk real quick. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear. Happy Friday. I see my people in the building. Miss Austin, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? My guy D-Lo. What up? Y'all definitely know the vibes. LB, happy Friday. Let's go. Can't wait till Monday. Monday gonna be a movie of epic proportions. My man D-Lo said the album 99% done. 99% done. You know what I'm saying? We got 131 people in the building. We about to talk real quick. Make sure y'all run over the Big Print Champs. Make sure y'all go get your Hurt Season merch. Get all things pertaining to LB. You know what I'm saying? As we partake in this journey that we're about to partake on and trying to chase this second Lombardi. The stories write themselves. You know what I mean? The liars and the frauds will have their feet held to the fire. They definitely will have their feet held to the fire because somehow, some way, people are misunderstanding that we the show. We the show in this thing. You know, it just dawned on me. And somebody commented on it in here before the show started. It just don't let me find it because that was important. Let me get to the super chat real quick. My guy, Cool Eagle, thank you for the super chat. He said, LB with the Nas flow. Y'all hit that like and subscribe. Hey, I appreciate that, man. You already know. Nas, Raekwon, whatever you want to call me, just know that I get busy in them four walls with that microphone. Let's diagnose this right here. My guy, D Thom, he said 4 of the biggest games of the year all have the Eagles. Cowboys and Eagles was the biggest. Now this game, talking about the Chiefs, then it'll be San Fran, then it'll be Cowboys, Eagles, Sunday Night Football. Why are people confused as to who really selling tickets around here the last 2 years? Why are people confused as to what's really going on around here the last 2 years? You know what I mean? We are the show. Without the Eagles, these matchups are not as exciting as people like to make them out to be. You know what I'm saying? Without the Eagles, you got some pretty mid-level matchups out here. You know what I mean? Shout out to Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow did get hurt. Will miss the rest of the season. That's sad news. You know, it's been a horrific year for NFL quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson just got knocked off. Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, the list goes on. Burrow. I don't know if I'm missing nobody else, but a lot of guys took some nasty injuries. And Burrow, you know what I mean? It's over for the Bengals. That's how fast things can change in the National Football League pertaining to injuries. So, you know, rest up to Joe Burrow. Heal up, come back next year in true fashion like we know you can. My guy, Stu Vision, what up? So I believe that this matchup with the Kansas City Chiefs will, in fact, have to be won by the coaches. Let me explain. Now, we know we got the talent to go up and down the field. We know we got the offense that can put up points. We know we have a not so much of an opportunistic defense, but we got a defense that answered the call when needed. Very much so, bend, don't break. But Andy Reid is different coming off of a bye. You got to nobody game plans better than Andy Reid. You know what I mean? And Andy Reid, I don't think he's ever lost to the Eagles since leaving Philadelphia. You know what I mean? You really got to have your A game on for this type of game because I feel like that MVP stories will get written after whoever wins this game. Award winners, they like everybody's paying attention to this game. This game has more implications than what a lot of people think. Is this the biggest game of the year for the Philadelphia Eagles? Absolutely. Absolutely, this is the biggest game of the year for the Philadelphia Eagles. You could some might want to argue the Dallas Cowboys game because it's a division thing, but I think this game, which a lot of people are calling a revenge game, not our players, a lot of people though are calling this a revenge game. I think this is the biggest game of the season for the Philadelphia Eagles because pride comes with a win of this magnitude. You get to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know, we beat one of them ones for real, for real. Now, I was feeling that way after Miami. Miami, not one of them ones to me. I was feeling that way after Dallas. Dallas, not one of them ones to me. But to come out here and have the number one seed again and look at the team that beat you in the Super Bowl and they also have the number one seed, you see the implications. You see what's going on. It's so many storylines within the storyline here that this game almost becomes a must-win at the good record of 8-1. A must-win. Everything flip-flops if you lose this game, in a way. You're only a game behind. Dallas is only a game behind you. The Chiefs are now the best team in the league. Everything flip-flops. But the ball is in our court. There's a lot of things in our favor. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about it. My guy, Randall Prince, thank you for the super chat. We're going to talk about it. Like, they don't have a scary wide receiver core. You know, so Sean Desai has to do what he has to do to come out here and scheme properly and play the personnel game to get the players in position to be able to succeed. You have the personnel. That's my biggest gripe. You have the personnel. The players on the team to win a Super Bowl are on the team. You don't need much, honestly. Now, you could talk about linebackers all you want. Cool. But I believe now Anthony Morrow and Zach Cunningham, I've been saying this for weeks. I know my guy D-Lo been talking about it. I believe Anthony Morrow and Zach Cunningham are the linebackers that should have been starting the entire season. So now with the untimely injury of Nakobe Dean, now we're forced to get the best linebackers out there, which is already a mistake because this lets me know the mindset of the coaching staff. They feel like Nakobe Dean should have been out there because of draft placement. That's how you lose. The best players have to be on the field. Nakobe Dean was not the best linebacker this year. Nakobe Dean was not starter quality this year. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. And trying to win a Super Bowl, the cream got to rise to the top. Now, the injury of Nakobe Dean is sad for him, but schematically could be a blessing in disguise for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's just the name of the beast. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. That's just the name of the beast. So what Sean Desai has to do is he has to put guys in positions to succeed. Last game against the Dallas Cowboys, it was way too much Sidney Brown on CeeDee Lamb. Sidney Brown on CeeDee Lamb? That don't even make sense. And what the Dallas Cowboys did that was phenomenal was putting CeeDee Lamb in a position to succeed. Listen, there's been a lot of talk about the slot narrative. They call him slot boy, all this, that, and the second. They talk about the slot narrative a lot when you're talking about CeeDee Lamb. But when you got a weapon like CeeDee Lamb who can win from the slot and win from the outside, why would you not? It's a game of matchups. Why would you not put CeeDee Lamb in front of Sidney Brown, a rookie safety? Why would you not put CeeDee Lamb in front of Eli Ricks, an undrafted cornerback? Duh, I would do the same thing too. Maybe the Philadelphia Eagles should take a page out of teams' books who do things like that. Move Smitty around. Move Smitty around or give Oz different looks. Get these matchups because when it comes down to it, the matchups will ultimately be the thing that save you. And Sean Desai, although we're 8-1, Sean Desai has been horrific at putting guys in a position to succeed. Zach Cunningham can't cover. Why is he guarding Ferguson? If Dak Prescott would have been able to read the field better on that last drive or second to last drive, Ferguson right up the middle of the gut, it could have been bad news for us. Donnell Shipley, thank you for the super chat. And we can figure out our coverage. We're going back to the Super Bowl. That's the biggest if of this, man. That's the biggest if. The biggest if is if we can figure out our coverage because the players are there to succeed. Coaches will win games like this. We've been getting by off of talent. 9 games of 8 wins of getting by off of talent. 8 wins of getting by off of talent. Nicole Roby-Coleman is coming back, so that makes the job of Sean Desai a little easier because he's plug and play. You know what I mean? He's plug and play. But we've been winning way too many games off of talent, and I feel like that's a recipe for disaster. Because good football team, listen, Kansas City's not talented on offense. 7-2. 7-2. Valdez-Scantling, all they got is Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. That defense is elite this year, though. Make no mistake about it, but they're not scary or talented on the other side of the ball. They're not. They are being led by coaches who can get a scheme together and put guys in a position to win. That's the difference right now. But that's what's listen. That's what's standing in between us. This is what listen. This is what we want. We want another one of these, and a poor scheme is standing in between us. The poor scheme is here. The poor scheme is here. That's what's standing in between us. The Philadelphia Eagles need to do something about the scheme schematically. We need to see where we are. We need to get alignments right. Defensive alignment has to be right in coverages. It has to be right in coverages, which is why I'm a firm believer that the coaches have to win this game. Andy Reid outthunk us in the Super Bowl, y'all. We were talented. We were right there. Andy Reid had a bigger thinking cap on. A bigger thinking cap on than the Philadelphia Eagles coach. We got taken to school by Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes with Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju's TikTok boy. TikTok boy. We got out schemed. We got out game planned. My guy rated R. Watson. Thank you for the super chat. Yo, LB, this defense about to get at Mahomes. We have no choice because if we leave it to scheme, we cooked. We cooked. They are one of the worst wide receiver groups in the league, if you ask me. The Kansas City Chiefs. If we cannot stop these guys, we done. We're done if we cannot stop these guys. Now, I don't think you're going to be a first-round exit. You still might go to the bowl. But beating the Kansas City Chiefs, if you lose this game to the Chiefs, you got to be worried if you see them again in the Super Bowl. You got to beat them to put some fear in their heart. You got to beat them. And I heard they was talking spicy. They were saying things like, we won't score 35, because, you know, we scored 35 in the Super Bowl. So they was talking. They was talking for sure. But we got to be the ones that's responding. We got to be the responsive guys. You know what I mean? We just can't come out here and talk our way to a Lombardi. We talked all last season. Now it's about what we're going to do to get it. Coaches have to win this game. On the offensive side of the ball, the same rules apply. Coaches have to win this game. The personnel is there. The personnel is there. I just turned on Madden today, right? I just got, by the way, I'm like on a 13-game winning streak. I really be mopping the floor with shit on Madden. I just turned on Madden today. You know, I only play online. I don't even put no headphones in. If you catch me on there, you get cooked. That's on you. I don't, you know, I look at Madden. A little update came out a couple days ago. I look at Madden and I see DeAndre Swift got the little star under him now, the little superstar thing now. Jalen Carter got the little superstar thing now. You know what I'm saying? Now I know Madden ain't real life, but the NFL and people that rate players, they see how many stars is on this team. You have the personnel, but it comes down to coaching. Brian Johnson cannot afford to be mediocre in the red zone against the Chiefs. Every time you get inside the 20, you need 7. You need 7. And it don't help that you're without Dallas Goedert. Brian Johnson got to be even better than Sean Desai, in my opinion. You missing Dallas Goedert. You're missing Dallas Goedert. This is going to determine for me if Brian Johnson is the man for the job. If Julio Jones don't get at least 4 targets this week because he's getting some of those routes from Dallas Goedert, then we need to get a new offensive coordinator. He got to be one and done because it's inexcusable. Julio Jones, at this point in his career, got the same body type as Kyle Pitts. The same body type as Kyle Pitts. Julio Jones ain't missing no games due to health. Julio Jones is feeling good. If Julio Jones is not implemented in some type of way, form, shape, or fashion, you know what I mean? And any play, if Dallas Goedert was ever going to be lined up outside wide, which ain't a lot, Julio Jones need to be that guy now. Julio Jones need to be that guy now. I think you could run on them, so that might save Brian Johnson. They don't do a lot of blitzing over there in Kansas City. They rely on that front 4, but they got a lot of guys. I think they got about 3 guys with over 5 sacks. The defense is playing at an elite clip. You can't ignore it. Brian Johnson has to win the matchup. He has to win the matchup against the defensive coordinator of the Chiefs. Cool Eagles, SZN TV, thank you for the super chat. What would you say is the difference between the secondary and the 2017-18 Eagles secondary that allow us to win a Super Bowl? The difference right now between the two secondaries, I would say the secondary was much better in the red zone. The secondary was much better in the red zone. I think your linebackers covered a little better in the red zone as well in 2017, 2018. Malcolm Jenkins was God level at commanding the troops. So the biggest difference I would say is Malcolm Jenkins, but I think Kevin Byard has somewhat of a breakout game. He probably don't get no interceptions or nothing like that, but I think Kevin Byard comes out here and has a really good game. You had Jalen Mills, who was really, really good in the secondary. Ronald Darby, who could stick with a guy like White on Rice, but wasn't the best when the ball was in the air. But in the red zone, those dudes ain't give up. Those dudes did not give up in the red zone. So, yeah, I think the main difference was you had the linebackers that could cover a little better, if I'm not mistaken. Nigel Bradham, he wasn't horrible in coverage. If Nigel Bradham, 2017 Nigel Bradham will probably be the best coverage linebacker on our roster right now. And that's not saying a lot. You know what I mean? That's not saying a lot. Tawana Brunson, thank you for the super chat. I'm ready for this game. Coming off the bye, and we got healthier. Also, I love you, bro, but that man's name is Nicholas Morrow. Side note, I want to see you on Madden. Yo, you don't want to see me on Madden, bro. But yeah, I don't know why I keep calling him Anthony Morrow, man. It's a basketball, football thing. I get it mixed up a lot. But, you know, I think that our offensive coordinator's job is much more important than Sean Desai's job. It's much more important than Sean Desai's job. I can't emphasize enough of how many head-scratching, bonehead plays that I've seen from the offense in situational moments. Sean Desai has to focus on personnel alignment. And the offensive side of the ball, coaches, they need to focus on situational football. When you got a play that is as unstoppable as the tush push, you have to understand when to run the ball versus when to pass the ball. 3rd and 3 trying to saw the game away, you got to run the ball right there. You got to run the ball right there because you have a tush push. And you keep the clock running if the run stalls. You can't throw and get it incomplete right there. Even though we beat the Cowboys, we could have lost the game due to decisions like that. So, you know what I mean? It gets tricky. It gets spooky. D-Lo said, I think the physicality was different. Mills and Darby pressed a lot, and Jenkins and McLeod were hitters. I forgot about McLeod. The physicality was definitely different for sure. I can agree with that. Stu Vision, my God, thank you for the super chat. He said, that's what I thought we should do. Use Julio and some of Goddard's slot routes in the red zone. Plus, I think using a 5-man D-line front would help our coverage on 3rd and 7 or longer. A 5-man front, a 5-man front, you mean in terms of getting to Patrick Mahomes? Because in most 5-man fronts, would you have 1 linebacker or 2 linebackers? You know what I mean? 1 linebacker or 2 linebackers. I think if you're using a 5-man front, I think you need to bring a safety in that formation to be one of the linebackers. You know what I mean? You got to bring a safety in that formation to be one of the linebackers. I like in a 5-man front, I like Sidney Brown to play some type of zone in a linebacker role right there. You know what I mean? Fast, shifty, and he comes downhill and he can hit. Or I like Reed Blankenship, who also can fill some gaps and also can get a runner down as well. But that's what I'm saying. Like, as easy as me and you were having this conversation, Sean Desai can be doing the same thing as well. He can be doing the same thing as well. 1 linebacker or 1 safety. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. He could be as easy as we're having this conversation. The guys that are responsible for the defensive game plan should be having this conversation, man. They should be having this conversation. I talked about this, man. The reason why the respect is not on our name the way it should be, in my opinion, is because we didn't squash a lot of teams due to defensive alignment and giving up all of those yards in the secondary. I can't even say the players are trash. They just put in positions to fail. When Slay chased around CD, it was a different ball game. I don't got the numbers on it, but look it up. When Slay traveled with CD, it was different for CD Lamb. It was real different for CD Lamb. Why isn't Slay traveling? Why isn't Darius Slay traveling? It just don't make sense, man. It don't make sense. It seems like Sean Desai is valuing the game plan more than putting the best players in the best situation to succeed. Like I said, I don't like that recipe because it's not a recipe for winning. It's not a recipe for winning. 4-2-5 on a five-man front. Oh, you talking about playing a 4-2-5? Oh, five-man front could be 2 linebackers and 2 safeties. Okay. Okay, whatever the alignment got to be. But at the end of the day, put the best players on the field. Put the best players on the field. Patrick Mahomes, by virtue, might hold the ball a little long because he trusts his arm a lot. He can make all the throws in the universe. So that kind of goes into our favor. But if we take it's hard. It's hard, man. It's hard to even think about this because Andy Reid puts these guys in positions to succeed better than anybody in the National Football League. Andy Reid puts his skilled players in positions to succeed. Now, what I would like to see on some of the tush pushes is different plays out of that formation. I think we'll see that. I think we'll see some Rashard Penny. I think this could be a DeAndre Swift game. I really do. The offensive coordinator got to get his head in the right mind state and understand he's going against an Andy Reid-led team. An Andy Reid-led team. He was there last year Brian Johnson was there last year when we lost the Super Bowl. He was there. He know what it felt like. He was there as the quarterback coach. He know what it felt like. So this ain't nothing. This ain't new territory for Brian Johnson. This ain't. So it's really no excuse. It's really no excuse. I expect perfection. You know what I mean? Now I expect perfection. I know you're never going to get perfection, but when you expect perfection, you often get close to it enough. I expect these guys to play really. This could be our blowout. It could be. Donnell Shipley, bro, there's no way you can call these players trash. Bradbury, all pro last year. Battleship, he's okay. Buy it from all pro and slay a ball. I agree. There's no way you could call these players trash. These are top tier athletes who are sometimes put in positions to fail. I've been watching the tape, man. I've been watching the tape. Eli Rick should not be in a slot. Number one, in my opinion, nor should he be face-to-face with CeeDee Lamb in a slot. It don't make sense. Zach Cunningham should not be guarding Ferguson. Tight ends have their way with us, ladies and gentlemen. We are a tight ends wet dream. They have their way with us, y'all. I think tight ends kill us the most more than anything in the National Football League. And you're going against the greatest tight end of all time, arguably. And you know where tight ends attack? The middle of the field. I watched the Dallas Cowboys game, man. Nakobe Dean was like a needle in a haystack. He didn't know where he was at. Nakobe Dean must have thought he was in Georgia still. He didn't know where he was at. And that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Of course, certain guys look good in practice. They know the temperament. They know the body language of the offense that they're playing against in practice. They know that stuff. Nakobe Dean looked like he never practiced a day in his life against the Dallas Cowboys. And I know Nakobe Dean's better than that. Maybe it's time to have the conversation and saying that maybe Nakobe Dean ain't ready. Maybe Nakobe Dean. Listen, y'all, I was a guy who said Nakobe Dean could have a better pro career than Micah Parsons. I don't think Nakobe Dean ready. And the injuries are beginning to be a concern. Desmond Pegues, thank you for the super chat. Giants fan here. You guys deserve the respect this year. My Giants were a playoff team, and this year we are garbage. Jalen Hurts should win MVP. I agree with that, man. I think Don, what up? I think Jalen Hurts absolutely should be in the running for MVP again this year. It's a long season. You know, it's a lot of football left. Guys are making their way up the MVP ladder. Like guys like Dak Prescott, who hasn't beaten a team over 500. I don't understand how he's making his way up the MVP ladder, but you know, Jalen Hurts should definitely be ahead of guys like that who definitely put in some adequate work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like my MVPs this year so far. I like Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown. That's my top 5. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. I'm kind of inclined to put 2 in there, but you know, something is telling me not to really put 2 in there. I really can't really put 2 in there for real. But it's like, who else you gonna put in there? Who else you gonna put in there, man? It got to be Tua. It got to be Tua, for real, for real. You know what I mean? I like what Amon-Ra St. Brown is doing this year, but I'm not. Stroud is offensive rookie of the year. Let's be real. I'm not putting Stroud in no MVP conversations, man. But I do like what Stroud doing. I do like what Stroud is bringing to the table. I do like what he's doing. Let's talk about our guy Hassan Reddick for a second. Hassan Reddick, in my opinion, is on the verge of having a second straight season better than Micah Parsons. Right now, they both got 7.5 sacks. I stand on everything I say. It might sound like ludicrous. You might not agree, but that's fine. That's fine. And my guy Diego, I put Lamar in there. I ain't put Lamar. Lamar is definitely in there. But no, I did. Okay, so let me do my top 5 again. Lamar, I said Lamar. Did I? Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. With Patrick Mahomes winning games with his offense, I gotta respect it. But Patrick Mahomes is on a lot of career lows. Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown. So now I might have left Lamar out. You know what I mean? You probably could take Patrick out and put Tua in for real. But Micah Parsons and Hassan Reddick, I've been comparing these two guys the last 2 seasons. And this is what I've come up with. Now, although you just can't look at statistics, we know that that's like probably in some ways how much football I watch and how much football that I talk about during the course of the week. I think that can be looked at as somewhat of a childlike approach to just base it off statistics. You know what I mean? Micah Parsons gets doubled a bit more than Hassan Reddick, but Hassan Reddick is not in the bottom of the league towards double teams. Pressures are almost like almost sacks to me, but I believe that Micah Parsons, I believe that Hassan Reddick is on. I think Hassan Reddick was better than Micah Parsons last year. Let's start there. Hassan Reddick had more sacks. He had more forced fumbles. Hassan Reddick was a bigger impact player in the postseason. Hassan Reddick was in the Super Bowl. Now, both players were all pro, but I think due to the politics of the team that Micah Parsons played for, he was first team. Hassan Reddick was second team. Micah Parsons will be the highest paid defender ever, probably this offseason when it's time for him to get the bag. He'll get the biggest contract that a defensive player has ever gotten 9 times out of 10. Micah Parsons will get that. Micah Parsons has not been the best edge rusher in his division the last 2 years. Hassan Reddick is making $15 million a year, I believe. That's not even top 10 for his position, I don't think. Hassan Reddick is vastly underpaid, never complains about it, never holds out, goes out there and performs. Hassan Reddick started the season with a cast on his hand. And they got identical stats. Micah Parsons has not missed a game, neither has Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick didn't get his first sack until like week 3. I think Hassan Reddick is on the verge of having a second straight season better than Micah Parsons. I think Hassan Reddick is continuing to be the best edge rusher in the game. Josh Sweat is climbing up that list as a top 3 edge rusher in the game as well. I say that to say this about the Micah and the Hassan comparison. Hassan going to want that bag after this year. Hassan going to want that bag after this year. And it's the Philadelphia Eagles' duty or job or whatever you want to call it to make sure that Hassan Reddick is compensated. Hassan Reddick is a game changer. Micah Parsons is a game changer. 2 dogs, but they will always be compared by me because I like the way they both play. And I think that Hassan Reddick is a bit underappreciated. You know what I mean? So I'm always going to compare the two. I've been a lot of CeeDee Lamb and AJ Brown comparisons since the Philadelphia Eagles beat those guys and CeeDee Lamb had a good game. The notion that CeeDee Lamb is better than AJ Brown or having a better season than AJ Brown is not far-fetched at all. CeeDee Lamb is a dog and having a great season. He's really come along strong the last 4 games of the season. Is he having a better season than AJ Brown? He's absolutely not having a better season than AJ Brown. CeeDee Lamb is not doing anything that hasn't been done in the National Football League. Wide receivers go on stretches of good games all the time, but wide receivers don't have 6 straight games of 125 yards receiving or more. Wide receivers don't do that all the time. You see where I'm going with this? AJ Brown has been the epitome of consistency. AJ Brown has been a bona fide number 1 wide receiver. And on the opposite side of AJ Brown is a guy in Devontae Smith who at this half of the season already has 500 yards and is on track for another 1,000-yard season. AJ Brown is doing all of this with another mouth to feed. So, you know, the comparisons are always going to come about. It is what it is. But of course, I'm going to ride with my guy, and that's not being biased at all. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He having a Travis Fulgham run of good game. Right. He looking like Fulgham did that. Oh, you about to make me cook these guys, D-Lo. Fulgham did that. He's having a Fulgham run. That's light. I'm about to pull up Fulgham stats. It's been done. People do that every year. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown doing the same thing right now. 4 games, good games. 4 good games. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. A lot of people want to know why I don't have Dak in my MVP conversations. It's just the level of competition for me. It's nothing personal. It's just a level of competition. You know what I mean? It's just a level of competition. I mean, you know, these guys lose to us, but they carry the losing week like they won. Then they beat up on the Giants. It's a mindset thing for me, man. But not to talk about them guys. But at the end of the day, what has to happen is the coaches have to win the game. If you lose this game, it's going to be a lot of finger pointing. I'm pointing my fingers at the coaches. I'm pointing my fingers at the coaches because the personnel and the players have been saving the coaches' hind parts all off season. Pull the stats, D-Lo, send them to me. All off season. The coaches and the players have been being saved by the players all season long. That is what it is, man. There's no way your secondary should still look that bad with Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard, you would still be 8-1 if you're not traded for Kevin Byard. You would still be 8-1. You would still be 8-1 had you not. Listen, Sam Howell cooked us. Dak cooked us. You would still be 8-1 if you ain't trade for if you didn't make a move for Kevin Byard. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. We got to do a better job of scheming. Like the defensive side of the ball, Travis Kelce should never be one-on-one, bro. I'm taking Kelce out the game, bro. In front of his old lady, in front of Taylor Swift. I'm taking him out the game. Make somebody else beat me. If you take Travis Kelce out the game, Patrick Mahomes got to be forced to look somewhere else. And what is that doing? Creating more time for your defensive line to get there. The more you make Patrick Mahomes have to scan the field, the better chances you have. If you make Patrick Mahomes cook you off the first read, which is most likely Kelce, you're in a bad way, bro. You're in a bad way. You're in a bad way if you allow that to happen. Things got to be different for sure. And, you know, I'm telling you, man, I got my eye on the coaches this week. It should definitely be a movie, but the coaches got to star in this movie. The coaches got to star in this movie, man. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts, who's actually looking really good after coming out of the knee sleeve. I'm excited that we're getting Cam Jurgens back. I think this run game is going to benefit immensely from having Cam Jurgens back. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see Penny behind this offensive line would be the way to go for me in this game. A strong dose of Penny and a really, really strong dose of Swift. I'm with you, LB. We should win this game. We should. We have no choice. We have no choice. There's no excuses off of a bye. Neither coach, both teams coming off of a bye. Neither coach has the opportunity to have an issue. Are the Chiefs coming off of a bye? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Chiefs coming off of it. I think they are coming off. I think I just said that. You know what I mean? There's no excuse. There's no excuse, man. There's no excuse. So I'm all out of excuses for these guys. You got to go out here and win this game. It's a shame that I'm talking about an 8-1 team like this. Knock Kelce out the game. You don't want to knock him out the game. You just want to take him out the game. Schematically, you could bracket a tight end. It's cool to do it. Have a linebacker and have a safety bracketing. You don't have to lose. You don't have to use multiple resources to get this done because I keep emphasizing that the personnel is here to make it happen. The personnel is on the field to make it happen. My eye will be on the coaches in this game for sure. I'm not going to take too much of your time on this Friday, 34 minutes. You know I love y'all for real, for real. I got another video brewing about, you know, how we need to be better in alignment versus situationally on the offensive side of the ball and how it could hurt you against good teams like Andy Reid. Y'all have y'all a safe Friday for sure, man. Have a safe and productive Friday. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving is coming up. Call your family. Tell them you love them. Spend some time with the loved ones. As always, fly, Eagles, fly. You know the vibes, man. I'm about to play something for y'all real quick that should be coming out soon. D-Lo, I got you.
I think I'm high. I know I'm high. Two pulls of this collie pack, I can't feel my face. Chrome hard shades on the big ones, I tend to face. Two twins in they 21, like I split an ace. More of a Moet nigga, I don't really do the ace. Who gon' tell first? You niggas turned this to a rat race. Seen a nigga turn a cold case to a closed case. Told the prosecutors, all your business through them cold gates. This permanent war paint, I was born in blackface. We the last of the hand-to-hand trapping athletes. When the Ford Ranger hit the curb, it's a track meet. God bless who hating, cause the Lord's love is that deep. I stood on 17th Street so long, I got bad feet. Now I'm 5-star Don, swordfish and crab meat. Shorty got the duck lips, I'm hoping that she catch me. Shorty got the butt lift, the dimples in the backseat. I got a lot of diamonds on, Dickie on from last week. Get blitzed with this 100 rounds, heard you try and sack me. Don't care to run in town, I run my bags up like Acme. Respected by some killers, I don't even got no rap sheet. Smoke you in your hotel, cause it come with white sheets. Shorty in Dior shades, big ones, tint the face. She gon' take me to the face, no handkerchief, no saying grace. Start